Hey guys, what's going on? Steven back again, and I'm back with another Walking Dead video, which is called All Variants Explored, the Walking Dead Universe. And the video is by Ty Swell. So, variant walkers. We've seen them a little bit from time to time in some of the shows and stuff like that. Season 11 of The Walking Dead, Summon Fear. We got one in the post-credits scene of World Beyond. Daryl Dixon. I can't remember on Dead City. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure there was none in The Ones Who Live as well. So it kind of seems like they use them, I guess, sparingly and from time to time. Kind of thought in the Echelon briefing that we were going to learn something about the variant walkers or something like that. Like, oh, they know that, walkers are evolving at a rapid pace and stuff like that. That's why we do what we do and stuff like that. But, nope, didn't get anything like that. And, yeah, CRM is no more. Which, now kind of brings into question what is Gimple going to do for his, he always talked about doing, a Walking Dead endgame style show. What's he going to do now that CRM is gone? The Walking Dead universe, I guess you can say, doesn't really have a big bad at the moment anymore. I mean, yeah, we still got some like villains from here and there, but nothing the size of CRM with the reach that CRM has had. It's reached multiple shows: The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, World Beyond. I think it even made it into an episode of Tales of the Walking Dead, and then of course it had its own spin-off show, The Ones Who Live. So that was a big bad that had quite a reach. So we don't have anything, and probably won't have anything that big anymore. So it makes me wonder, what's he going to do for this endgame thing? Because I know some people were thinking, I was kind of thinking, all right, it's going to come down to CRM versus Commonwealth and our heroes. But I do see the points people are making. No, Commonwealth and our heroes would be outnumbered like 3-1 or 4-1 or something like that. Okay, yes, makes sense. In an open field and stuff like that, yeah, Commonwealth and our heroes, no chance at all. If they were in the final battle with our group versus the Saviors when they were on that hill and stuff like that, yeah, Commonwealth and stuff like that would be obliterated, no problem. I mean, they could have done some other things, infiltrate, sabotage, ambushes and stuff like that. They could have made it pretty interesting, pretty cool and stuff like that. But yeah, with CRM gone, I guess the only thing it could come down to is, well, I guess the main premise of the show, the living versus the dead. I don't know how they make it work and stuff like that, but I don't know, just maybe like a massive group, a massive horde of walkers, I don't know, attack like Commonwealth, and Commonwealth and our heroes make like a heroic last stand or something like that, and maybe this massive horde of walkers also has variants, so you got majority of the walkers are like the slow moving shambling walkers, but then you also got like some faster walkers and stuff like that. So you got some that run, not too many, you don't want to make it ridiculous, but there are ones that run. You got ones that climb, you got ones that are radiation, some that burn, some environmental ones. So you get like a little bit of mixture of everything in each of those different ones, or kind of like your elites and stuff like that. That's the only thing I can think of, but then it also comes down to how do you get a group of walkers like that to come together and stay focused on one area? You know, you need like a whisperer type thing to lead them, and then other whisperers to corral them and keep them from, oh look, a bunny, oh look, something over here, you know, and then having them disperse. So I don't know what they're going to do and what like that, but hopefully we do see more variants, because it does definitely add a little bit more spice to the shows. You know, everyone's getting too used to, you know, oh, these walkers are, you know, regular walkers, cool, right in the head, done. So gotta add a little spice to it. All right, so that's enough rambling from me. Let's get into the video and check out all the variants. Here we go.
Alright folks, so I'm here today to explore one of the coolest yet most underutilized aspects of the Walking Dead universe, variants. Now, a variant is basically anything that doesn't look or move like this. Basically anything that moves or acts different than your typical walker. This can include naturally occurring variations like waterlogged walkers or man-made variations like radiated walkers.
Oh god, seeing still images is worse than
the names I may give.
The show.
Variants may not be official. Some of the names I've gotten from the Walking Dead wiki, while others are some I've given for unexplored variants. But without further ado, let's get started.
Roamers, okay.
Roamers appear in Season 1 and 2 of the main series, and for all intents and purposes, were retconned into being variants. Although a regular walker could be called a roamer, the name I'm using for these variants comes from the Walking Dead wiki. Otherwise, they would be unnamed. You see, the first season of the show had a different showrunner in Frank Darabont, who had ideas to take the zombies in a far different direction, displaying signs of intelligence and personality. To me, this would make no sense given Dr. Jenner's breakdown of the virus and how it kills the personality within the brain in Season 1.
Oh yeah,
but was
it's
the
true.
direction he wanted to go nonetheless. That is, until...
Kind of makes me wonder what would have happened if Frank Darabont stayed showrunner through the entire show, all 11 seasons. I wonder if anyone's done a video on that, like a what if Frank Darabont was the showrunner from Season 1 to Season 11, what the show would have been like. You know, what would the governor have been like? What would Negan have been like? The Whisperers. I don't know. Possibilities. I don't know. Wonder if someone did a video.
Darabont was fired at the
Would have
end
been
of
interesting.
Season 2. It's unclear if Season 3 showrunner Glenn Mazzara was responsible for the template of zombies going forward, but as of the third season, walkers displayed far inferior motor skills, and the signs of intelligence from previous seasons were gone, leaving us with the dumb husk walker we know today, retroactively making the roamers variants. With that history lesson out of the way, how do these walkers differ from the regular bone husk? Well, roamers are seen to display a higher level of intelligence and strength
That's
than
a
your
cool
regular
shot.
walker. We see them hold rocks and tools, and in some cases even use them as weapons. They have highly increased motor functions as they are able to chase at a jogging speed and climb obstacles in their way, such as fences. But the most interesting aspect of these variants is their perceived increased intelligence. They appear to possess echoes of their old personalities somewhere
When
deep
she went
inside
home.
them. The best examples of this are
The little
Morgan's
girl
wife
picking up the
from
teddy
very
bear.
first episode, who not only returns to her place of death, but also turns the door handle,
Oh,
as if
yeah.
remembering her family is waiting for her inside. Evident from the webisode Torn Apart, the bicycle girl walker appears to also be classified as a roamer, as she eternally crawls to the park she sent her kids to before her death. The most famous example being the little girl walker from the pilot's first scene,
Picking up
who
the
not
teddy
only
bear.
roams her place of death, but also picks up a teddy bear, seemingly recalling it being her possession before turning. I don't know if I would want them to go any further than they did with this concept, but it's interesting as it adds an extra layer of morality to every walker you kill. Is there still someone somewhere deep inside? And if so, do they fear you putting them down, or wish for it? It's a really messed up thought experiment that sadly gets lost over the seasons due to the change in direction with the walkers. And sadly, we would not receive an in-universe explanation to what caused these variants. Some speculate the walkers were fresher and therefore had more muscle mass and capability to remember, but until AMC directly gives us an origin,
Oh,
it's
they're not
all
gonna
just
do that.
speculation.
But that's an
Although this
interesting
general
concept because they were
wouldn't be
fresher.
abandoned indefinitely.
I like that because they were fresher and stuff like that, more muscle.
After 9 seasons of regular generic Husk walkers, Season 11 introduced us to the Climber variant. Now, to explain these guys, I'm going to have to break the fourth wall once again. I want to be clear on this next part. What I'm about to say is more of a theory on what happened, as I can't find any direct information on the change of heart to bring back smart walkers this late into the game.
Yeah,
But
that
I
is kind of
speculate
strange.
someone at the creative team, most likely Scott Gimple, was extremely bothered by the discrepancy in behaviors. Around this time, there was a lot of online discussion about this exact topic, so I imagine with only a few episodes left, Gimple or one of the writers probably decided to bite the bullet and requested Kang revisit these traits in walkers to avoid a dangling plot thread. Their reintroduction is written pretty
Did seem kind of
weak,
weird that they
as
did
don't
introduce
overly
them
serve
so
that big of a
late.
purpose in the final episodes besides opening the gates of the Commonwealth, but it's kind of a genius way to stir up interest in the universe going into the spin-offs. That
Yeah, I
being
guess so.
said, how do these climbers differ from the Roamer variant? They share the traits of enhanced speed, strength, and ability to hold and use objects, but from what we've gathered, do not possess echoes of their old personalities, rather an increased level of intelligence for problem solving, making them far more dangerous than the Roamers, who simply seem to repeat acts they did before death, as opposed to actually hunting with their brains, or whatever you would call the mushy mess inside a walker's head.
What the fuck?
In terms of an in-universe explanation, we again do not receive one.
No, of course not.
I would speculate something at the time of death caused this mutation, maybe a very specific set of circumstances, but my theory is they were brought in to tie a bow onto the Season 1 Walker discrepancy, but didn't get all the traits right.
Most likely.
Lurkers are a surprisingly rare variant of Walker given the simplicity of their concept. It's unknown if this variant is caused from a mutation in the virus or simply circumstance, but it appears when a Walker is utterly unstimulated and in a state of starvation, it will simply go dormant and wait for the food to come to them. They will
Oh,
appear
right,
to a
right.
regular
Those
survivor
are
as
actually kinda
simply
cool.
a dead corpse that
Yep.
suddenly
Herschel.
spring on them. It appears a lurker needs to be stimulated in order to pounce, whether from sound or fast movement, but this is not a hunting tactic thought out by the variant, but rather a state the walker enters when starving. The most prominent
sense.
examples of these variants come in Season 1 as the first walker Rick kills outside Morgan's home
Oh, yeah, he's just
is
laying there.
actually a lurker, or in Season 3 when Herschel is bit on the leg
Yep.
while walking through the tombs. Or for a larger scale, the Season 11 opener where our crew has to sneak through an entire room of dormant lurkers
Oh.
without stimulating them. They're an interesting concept, as they kind of act as walker landmines. Even a dormant body in the middle of the road
Walker
could spring up
landmines,
and
I like
kill
that.
you.
Environmental variations.
One of my favorite and most common type of variant is the environmental walker. Now these are walkers that have had Mother Nature infuse itself into the body, in some cases creating a type of
Parasitism.
relationship between the host and nature.
Ugh.
These variants don't necessarily have any strength buffs or personality enhancements, but in some cases
Ugh.
they benefit from their invader unknowingly. Some of the most notable environmental variants we can see across the universe are overgrown walkers, essentially becoming part of trees and bushes as the moss overtakes them, or waterlogged walkers,
Ugh.
who see their skin blow and sag
God,
over
that's
time,
terrifying.
but doesn't change the way they hunt or behave, only appearance.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite examples comes from The Walking Dead World Beyond, where we see a walker that's been infested with wasps,
Oh.
building their nests within its body. This is not only extremely cool, but would serve to benefit the walker while hunting. Hell, they might even feed the thing, who knows? I speculate as we get deeper into the timeline, we will see more and more unique examples of environmental walkers as nature starts to reclaim the dead, such as the Walker King from Dead City, who would classify as an environmental
Oh,
walker,
yeah.
but deserves its own segment later on as it has even more unique developmental circumstances.
Oh yeah, pets. Michonne's
Crew
pets.
figures out pretty early that smell is what differentiates the living from the dead. Michonne discovers that by taking away the ability to eat, a walker simply won't. Now this is debatable whether it's a variant or a state, but I thought I'd include it anyway as it doesn't behave like this. When arms are removed and jaws are broken, a walker will become passive and not attack the living, as it has no interest in eating without the possibility to do so. The biggest benefit of a pet is protection from other walkers. If one walker isn't attacking a person, the other walkers will assume everything's fine, like a placebo effect. Hanging around a walker all day, I imagine the smell would also help to mask the scent of the living.
Yeah, that's
Pet
true.
is more so a tool in the wasteland than a variant, but fits the criteria nonetheless.
Protectors. Interesting.
One of the most interesting variants to not be touched on further than its initial debut is the Protector. Now, I know, Tales of the Walking Dead sucks and shouldn't be considered canon,
Well,
but
some of it was
unfortunately,
pretty
it is part of
good.
the official timeline.
I mean, I like the Terry
In the
Crews episode
Dr.
and
Everett and Amy, Chauncey Everett studies hordes of walkers.
Samantha
where he
Martin
observes
episode
on
too.
multiple occasions a unique trait among few that will provide for the rest of the horde. They have been seen leading hordes, killing prey, and leaving it for the rest of the herd to devour. Visually, you would not be able to distinguish a protector from a regular walker, besides their tendency to lead the herds. It's an extremely rare yet interesting trait that I hope to see explored further, as it provides information on the animalistic patterns of walkers. Mostly only appearing in Fear the Walking Dead, radiation walkers are regular zombies who have found themselves exposed to so much radiation that they carry it with them
Ugh.
across their journeys. Full transparency,
Oof.
the writers of Fear don't seem to fully know how radiation actually works, so keep in mind everything about these variants could be entirely impossible in a real-life setting. Radiation walkers visually appear to have large hives and boils all over their bodies, giving them a distinct look to know what to avoid. Some survivors of Texas carry Geiger counters to identify radiation variants among large groups. If contact is made in any form, the survivor will be required to disinfect themselves at risk of radiation poisoning, but contact in most cases will be lethal. These variants can mostly be found in the Texas/Western Louisiana radiation zone, and from what we've seen, they don't tend to wander away from the blast zones.
Oh, okay. I guess we won't be seeing any of them anytime soon then.
I'll keep these next two short since they only feature for a couple episodes in Fear, but the embalmed walker is exactly as it sounds. A walker who's been injected with preservatives to keep the appearance of being fresh. This type of
Ugh.
walker is exclusive to the state
Yeah,
of
that's-
Texas, as the procedure was performed by a man named Harvey,
Yep.
within Teddy's Doomsday Call in Season 6 of Fear. They did this under the belief it would prevent the soul from moving on to the
Yeah,
afterlife.
that's pretty terrifying.
It's presumed
That'd be
that
kind of cool to
most,
see
if
those
not
return
all of
again.
these embalmed walkers met their end when the nuclear bombs fell onto Texas.
Yeah. That was actually a pretty
Also
cool concept.
exclusive to the state of Texas, the taxidermy
Texas
walkers
again.
are a result of a paranoid man in the profession who would attach objects like deer antlers onto the dead to not only act as even more dangerous weapons, but scarecrows as well. They are an extremely cool looking man-made variant, but along with the embalmed, are presumed to have burned in the flames of the bombs.
Burners.
Exclusive to the country of France, burners appear in the first season of Daryl Dixon. They are extremely dangerous as their blood is acidic and will burn skin on contact.
Oh,
It's unknown
yep.
if long-term exposure to the acidic blood will cause infection, but it's known the injury can be treated, evident from Daryl Dixon's Season 1. It's unclear where these variants originate from, but judging by the themes of Walker experimentation, I'd speculate they are man-made by the seldomly referenced Primrose or Violet team. Although these variants are extremely dangerous up close, they don't pose any further threat than a regular walker when taken out from a distance. But they look really cool as you can see
They do.
the acidic blood
They
move
do.
through the veins of their faces.
Cohorts.
Probably one of the most mysterious variants on our list. Little
Oh,
is known
yeah.
about the variant cohorts, only appearing in the post-credit scenes of The Walking Dead World Beyond. The contents of the post-credit scene are heavily debated, so please watch it for yourself and make your own determination of what's being presented. Mostly everything we know about cohorts are speculation. We get an interesting dialogue exchange between two unknown French parties. From what we gather, it appears different teams in France have been actively experimenting with the walkers to find a cure at the beginning, but in their efforts created something worse. This post-credit scene could be debated all day,
The
but
dead
from
were
what I
born
gather,
here.
a team known as either Violet or Primrose created a variant far more dangerous than anything we've seen in the Walking Dead universe, and it got out.
Created the
What we
virus
see next
altogether.
is the man shoot the woman in what appears to be the head, only
No,
for
it
her
was
to
in the
come
back.
back exceptionally quickly. The woman then displays a hyper sense of aggression, speed,
Yep.
and strength, pounding on a metal door and even
And-
doing some damage
yeah.
to it. What this was is
And
yet to be
no
fully
explanation after
explained,
that.
but I imagine it will be in a future plot line in Daryl Dixon relating to the experiments of Pavor, a growing nationalist movement led by Genet in France, possibly related to these mysterious Primrose and Violet teams. But by far the most interesting aspect of the variant is what appears to be a resistance to damage to the brain. This is an unprecedented trait in any
I'm still pretty
variant,
sure
and
she
I
was
hope
shot
is
in the
explained
back.
further in the future, if that is indeed what is happening here. Again, some information
Yeah, I
from
think
the
she was
post-credit
shot in the
scene
back.
is heavily contested, as some interpret their words to mean the French created the virus, while others, like me, interpret it as they made it worse trying to find a cure. Please form your own opinions on the subject and let me know your thoughts below.
Yeah, because he did say you made it worse.
Also appearing exclusively in France, hybrids are known to be man-made, as we see in Daryl Dixon's Season 1.
Oh, of course.
Using an unknown, highly experimental substance,
Yeah.
when injected into a regular walker, the body will begin violently convulsing. Effects of the substance may vary from heads instantly exploding to an extreme increase of speed, strength, and aggression, even attacking other hybrids in some cases,
Ugh.
which is a first for any walker.
Yeah, 'cause
but
once
all
it-
exposed to the substance will
Yeah, you
display
can
the
see in the
same trait of
veins.
deep black eyes. We've only reached the tip of the iceberg when it comes to hybrids, but I'm sure we'll explore them further in Daryl Dixon Season 2. I
Most likely.
speculate the burners, cohorts, and hybrids are all the result of experiments from the Primrose or Violet team mentioned in the World Beyond post-credit scene, as some hybrids can also display acidic blood as seen from the burners. But only time will tell with this extremely interesting variant.
The Walker King.
One of the scariest Walker variants we've seen in
Oh,
the Walking Dead
yeah.
universe is the Walker King, an amalgamation of 4 separate walkers fused together as one. This type of walker is inspired by Rat Kings, an event in nature where rats get their tails entangled and basically become one. This is definitely an original idea that 100% did not come from an equally as popular zombie medium. But that being said, the Walker King is a single entity, formed in the horrendous conditions of
Oh.
the Manhattan sewers. During Operation Cobalt, many would take the tunnels to escape the island, but would be eaten alive or bombed in the Sunset Protocol. Over time, the bodies would excrete gas, creating a high-pressure and hot environment. And as a product, the walkers would begin to fuse together and become one.
I mean, that's going to be a rare
Maggie Rhee is
occurrence.
forced to fight this creature in Dead City and somehow comes out victorious. It appears to have a large
as cool as that
primary
is, that's
body
definitely
with
a rare
secondary
thing.
body attached to
That's
its
not gonna
shoulder
happen
blades, followed by
often.
2 other walkers fused to and inside the primary walker's torso. It is by far the biggest and nastiest variant we've
Yeah, it
ever
is.
seen, and clearly took at least 15 years to marinate in the Manhattan super tunnels.
Oh.
What's interesting is that the Walker King uses its additional bodies in tandem to move, creating a slithering type effect when it approaches. It is truly a disgusting creature, and I hope we get to see more walkers fused together in the future.
No,
And that,
that's
folks,
a
is
rare
every
thing. That's
named
not going to
variant in the Walking Dead
happen often.
universe that I could find. I didn't include certain states of walkers, like frozen walkers, because they hardly count as variants. But
Yeah,
for the
they're
sake of
just frozen.
consistency, some of those types you could probably lump into the environmental variant category. But if there's any variants that I might have missed, please let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so there we go. There's the video. Actually, Operation Cobalt, Sunset Protocol explained. Ooh, that'd be very interesting. So yeah, there we go. There's the explanation on all the different variants we have seen. So some of them are very cool and stuff like that. I like that Walker King, but that's something we probably won't really see much. I think that was just a one-off thing. You know, what are the odds a whole bunch of walkers are just, you know, resting on top of each other for so long that they just end up fusing together and becoming one? You know, it's not something we'll see very often. But yeah, burners and stuff like that, the hybrids, hopefully they do expand more on that in Daryl Dixon season 2, because we do know she is making them, which is, you know, what the
Strength and aggression.
what's that thing? Yeah, because we do know she is making them, because there's the dart that they shoot into them that injects the whatever it is they're making to make them go crazy. Because obviously, what is it, Madame Genet doesn't want the world to go back to the way it is. You know, she likes the world the way it is now. She doesn't want it to go back. So, you know, if people are getting used to regular walkers and, you know, oh, not really afraid of those things anymore, you know, whatever, we can take them out very easily, well, kind of causes a problem now, doesn't it? You know, because people are getting too comfortable with regular walkers. I mean, yeah, they're gross and stuff like that, but we can handle these, you know, instead of be afraid of. They're slow, they're stupid, they don't, you know, do anything. So you gotta change that. Gotta make a little something here to make him go crazy and run faster and stronger and stuff like that. So yeah, so very cool, very interesting. Environmental ones are very cool. Lurkers are very interesting, cool. Walker landmines, I like that. But yeah, the whole speculation of you know, with Gimple and why they brought him back so late into the show, which did seem kind of like strange. Like, why did you bring him back like this late? Like, with, what was it, 4 episodes left in the entire show, now you're bringing him in? It's like, maybe you should have brought him in like a little bit sooner. I mean, I guess it was kind of like a fan service thing, you know, that they did it, but it just seemed like such an odd thing. Like, why are you bringing in variant walkers this late, you know, with like 4 episodes left of the show? Now you bring them in? I don't know. Who knows? I guess the only thing to do is wait and see where we go from here. You know, still got some shows. You know, Daryl season 2, Dead City. Yeah, that's it. The Ones Who Live hasn't been renewed yet. I think they're trying to bring back Tales, which, I mean, I didn't mind Tales. Some of the episodes are pretty good. I think it was like 3 and 3. I like 3 episodes, and 3 episodes I didn't like. Terry Crews and stuff like that was awesome. Samantha Martin's episode was really good. And I can't remember what the other one was. I know there was one other episode I liked. Where was the... I don't remember where that... I know we had a picture. Oh, there it is. Yeah, his episode was good. Her episode was good. I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember which other one was. I didn't really like that one too much. You know, the rewinding timeline and stuff like that. But I know that was like another episode I like. So I was 50-50 on that show. So I think they're bringing that back or something. I don't know. But yeah, I guess we'll have to see where we go from here, and what the future of The Walking Dead is. So anyways, I don't want to ramble on too long. There we go. There is an explanation of all the different variants. So very cool. Alright, so anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. That'd be awesome. Remember, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media. Links in the description box below. And other than that, just leave me all your thoughts and comments. Where do you think we go from here? What do you think the future of The Walking Dead is going to be? Do you think we're going to have a new big bad? But I mean, we won't have anything as big as CRM that, like I said earlier, spanned several, had reaches in several different shows and stuff like that. I mean, yes, we'll have big bads, but just for like that show. Like we get the Croat, but he's only a big bad in Dead City. He's not going to affect any other show. He's just a guy in New York. I mean, at least so we know right now, because there is that other woman. I mean, unless she's got ties to something else, that's just a New York problem. That I don't know. I'll have to see where we go from here. So, anyways, other than that, yeah, just stick around. More videos are on the way, and I will see you guys next time.